So, Call of Duty Mobile has a lot of really cool game modes already. My personal favorites are Gun Game and Prop Hunt. I'm pretty sure a lot of people love those game modes as well. However, I do think that there could be even more things that they add into this game. Other game modes and completely different things altogether. From a brand new virus game mode to a sandbox game mode, Call of Duty Mobile has a lot of potential to be more than just a simple shooting game and a whole lot more. And I thought in today's video, over the many months that I have played Call of Duty Mobile, I would share with you all some of my best suggestions on future update ideas that Activision should definitely take into account and potentially consider for future updates later down the line in 2020. If you like any of these ideas, I would greatly appreciate it if you took just a second and left a like rating and shared this video around so Activision has a better chance of actually seeing this. However, I also would like you guys to play a part in this as well. I would like this video to be the video Activision comes to look at the comment section and see which suggestions people are making for future update ideas. They have a team that, goes off of what they can consider are good update ideas, but potentially the community has a lot of other more unique and creative things that we might have never even considered, but actually would be fantastic additions to Call of Duty Mobile. So, if you have any ideas on things you would like Call of Duty Mobile to add in the future, then comment down below and we can have an awesome selection of hundreds and hundreds of different ideas that Activision can go to and add progressively update after updates in the future. I think it could be really cool if this all worked out, so yeah, play a part in it. Comment down below your ideas. But for now, I would like to show you guys some of my ideas of things that I think would be pretty cool additions to Call of Duty Mobile in the coming months. So, to start things off, as you could see from the title, the very first thing that I would like to recommend is a brand new game mode called Virus Mode, which I honestly think could be a very first out of any game out there. I don't think anything is like this anywhere right now. It's sort of similar to an infection mode, but a little bit different. It's a very 2020 game mode because we all know that massive crisis that's going on right now. I can't mention it because it gets me demonetized on YouTube. Now, Virus Mode is, as I said, infection mode, but a little bit more complex, a little bit different. Let's say there's 10 players, for example. I'm just throwing out a random number. Could be different. We're in a map like Firing Range, for example. In the first 30 seconds before the match starts, 9 of those 10 players are healthy individuals, and they go around and hide in the map in different places, and that one other player is infected. However, for those first 30 seconds, just like in Prop Hunt, you aren't able to see anything, so you won't be able to know where other players are hiding. Then, once the match starts, the whole goal of the infected person is to infect everybody else before the timer runs out. And it's not as simple as just running up to people that are hiding and then hitting them a couple of times, infecting them, and then bam, there you go, you have another infected person. No, you have to incorporate things like social distancing like we have in 2020. If you come up to another player and you get within I'd say a 2-foot distance, you could potentially infect them. Simple as that. You don't actually have to physically touch them, but the people who are healthy can have a sort of protection against that. If an infected person sees a healthy person, that healthy person can put on a mask, and that mask can last for, I don't know, I'd say 20 seconds, 25 seconds, something like that, maybe up to 30 seconds, a half minute, and then it goes away. But, as we know, the match is only like 3 minutes long, and there could be up to 9 players. And the person who's infected has to make a sacrifice. Do I either wait for a whole 30 seconds until that mask time runs out, or do I run around the map to a different area and try to infect somebody else who doesn't see me? You have to incorporate a lot of elements of surprise and tactics and strategy and being very sneaky, because you kind of want to come up to somebody by surprise. They don't even realize, and before they have a chance to put their mask on, you've already gotten within like 2 feet and infected them. I think it could be a really cool thing. I think, honestly, it's a lot more tactical than something like infection mode, where you just run at people, chase them down, and then swipe a knife at them, and then, wow, they're infected. Fantastic. You have to incorporate elements of surprise. You could crawl through some bushes to try to get up to somebody, and they might not realize that you're there, and then, oh, you got 2 feet away, they didn't have their mask on, they got infected. Now, if somebody puts a mask on, they can't run away, right? The only way you can keep a mask on is if you stand still. So that could be another balancing thing. Obviously, somebody could just put a mask on and then run away from the other person, and that could kind of ruin the whole aspect of the game. So I don't know. There could be some other things that I would change, but let me know what you guys think. This is just a rough outline that I just thought up randomly in the shower earlier this morning. It's just cool, and I don't think really any other games have anything similar to that. However, we got to move on, and I want to talk about Sandbox Mode. Now, you probably know what Sandbox Mode is, but if you don't, let me explain. It's basically a sort of peaceful game mode that you can hang out with either private friends or just a public random lobby. And honestly, I think this would be a great addition to Call of Duty Mobile because here's the thing, not everybody always wants to be competitive 100% of the time. Sometimes you wake up, your friends are online, and you don't want to jump into an intense gun game mode or anything like that. You could just create a random match, a random public or private lobby in any map that's existing currently in Call of Duty Mobile, and it's peaceful. People can join in, there's voice chat enabled, or you could turn it off if you wanted to, and you can just chill, hang out with friends. There's like a 30-minute time limit, so you can actually do a lot of stuff in that time. And I think personally they should add some sort of like vending machine, maybe, where you can get any weapon in the entire game. You can test them out, you can have like a little shooting range, and you can see how all the weapons work without actually killing anybody else. It could be a good win for Activision because maybe if you enabled every single kill streak and people started getting care packages, they could actually start finding all of the exploits in the game, maybe stacking 6 care packages on top of one another allows you to jump on top of the roof of the map, and that's not good. So at least one person will report that to Activision, and then they can fix that and then not ban any of the people that are testing that out because they're just doing it in a peaceful match. It's just fun. They're just having a good time. And then it could be good for the players because they could see how all of the weapons work in a peaceful setting, and then they finally have a way to just chill and hang out with their friends. I think personally it would be great for YouTube content because think about it, right? There are a whole host of very different types of players out there who play this game, right? You have that annoying little 8-year-old kid that screams all the time into the microphone, and then you have that creepy old guy, right? You have a whole host of very different types of players, and for like a funny voice chat montage on YouTube, I think that would be fantastic. Think of all the combinations. Think about 2013 or 2014 YouTube where there's always those funny voice chat moments in like a Call of Duty gun game match. I just think it could be so cool to add into this. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think it could be a really cool thing added into Call of Duty Mobile. However, we must move on. I want to talk about Battle Royale and something that I would recommend would make Battle Royale stand out. Now, the problem is in 2020, Battle Royale is as big as ever, and every single game out there, it seems, is trying to incorporate Battle Royale within it. I mean, there are not many games out there that don't have Battle Royale. If you have some sort of shooting involved, you're probably going to have a Battle Royale, right? And I could list so many off the top of my head, but how does Call of Duty Mobile make theirs different? How do they stand out? Well, what if there is a way to make it dynamic? What if they had changing weather within the game? And potentially, just like in Call of Duty Online Battle Royale, you could have acid rain come down and you have to get inside and protect yourself. Or you have lightning, and a very small chance a lightning bolt could come down, strike you, instantly kill you. There's a whole host of things that they could add into this to make it a little bit more dynamic. You could add fog to make it harder to see other players. Snow, just like you see in that PUBG Mobile cold game mode type of thing where you have to probably make some sort of fire to stay warm, and they could make it a little bit more survival-ish, make it a little bit more intense, tactical, and different from other Battle Royale games that are already out there. However, they could also incorporate a dynamic changing map in terms of the locations changing as well. There could be a couple of different special things, like maybe a castle or an underground bunker that don't show up on the minimap, and they spawn in random areas throughout the map. They have some of the best loot out there, and you never really know where they're going to be until you happen to come up over a hill and you see it in the distance. It's a really cool thing that they could add into the game and make Battle Royale a little different each and every time. Because the truth is, somebody that plays Battle Royale so often is inevitably going to get a little bit bored of the repetitiveness. So maybe something cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? However, we got to move on. There are a couple of other things I want to mention. What if there was some sorts of mini games added into Call of Duty Mobile? We already have like gun game, prop hunts, free-for-all, team deathmatch, all the more standard stuff. I'd say prop hunts is the least standard. It's pretty unique in and of itself. However, what if there was stuff like parkour? Or, I don't know if you've ever seen other YouTubers like Leafy is Here, for example. You know how he always had in the background CSGO surfing? What if there was something like that? Some sort of CSGO surfing-ish type of thing added into Call of Duty Mobile. What if there was like a mini golf? Or what if there was like a retro version where you could play like an old graphics version of Call of Duty, or maybe even a 2D version of Call of Duty? You know, maybe the mini golf and the parkour and the CSGO surfing actually being multiplayer. I'd say like the 2D thing being like a single player thing, but you could have voice chat enabled with everything. Again, great for YouTube content. I think so many people would want to jump into like the CSGO surfing game mode and then just like, you know, turn the voice chat on and see what happens. You'd have a lot of people telling some funny stories, like you have other YouTubers that used to do stuff like that. Fitz, for example, Raccoon Eggs, all of those types of people make really good content on stuff like this for other video games. And I think that type of content could come to Call of Duty Mobile if they incorporate it in it. So, I don't know, parkour, mini golf, CSGO surfing. There are probably tons of other ones, but again, that's for you guys to comment down below other mini games that you would like them to add into this game. And before we wrap things up, I have one last suggestion. This is kind of bold. I don't know if this is something that they could incorporate, but I really think it could be cool, man. What if there was a way you could build your own map for private lobbies, or maybe even for public lobbies? I don't know if you've ever played Super Mario Maker or Happy Wheels before, but in those games, you can make your own map. Now, you could do this for private lobbies, for your friends. You could make some ridiculous-looking map that's like a combination of Nuketown and Firing Range and some other crazy things added into it, right? And then you could just play with your friends and then just have a whole host of weird things happening. But you could also post it online into a public list of matches that people have posted, and other players can rank it. If other players jump into it and they think it's a good, well-designed map, they can rank positive, give it a thumbs up, and then it goes higher up in the search results. And you can have this sort of leaderboard of custom maps going from highest rated down the line, and you can play some of the most unique, best created custom maps out there for Call of Duty Mobile. Again, this is a really big thing, and I don't know if this is something that they would add for a very long time, but if there was one thing I think could be one of the most unique things out there for any type of shooting game, this might be the one. And yeah, that actually concludes my little suggestion of various different things I think could be really cool added into Call of Duty Mobile. Some of them are pretty big, obviously, like creating your own match and then having a whole little section for like a leaderboard of highest rated custom maps. But wouldn't you think that would be really cool? Because there are a lot of people out there, even people watching this video, who have really cool ideas for custom maps. Maybe there are people that liked a really old Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3 map, and they wanted it added into Call of Duty Mobile. Well, you can create it now if you had this sort of custom map creation. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? But most importantly, I would like you guys to leave your suggestions down below in the comments. Comment down below your ideas of things you would like Activision to add into Call of Duty Mobile in future updates in 2020. And hey, hopefully they'll come across this video and see some of these suggestions. We're out of time, though, and I am going to end the video on that note. If you guys did enjoy and you thought it was well made, I would greatly appreciate a like rating down below. Subscribe to my channel for tons more Call of Duty content coming out very soon, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching.